G'day, I'm Tommy Secker. I'm a volunteer at Steam Incorporated at Paekākāriki. Volunteer there most Saturdays in the workshop. Today, 10th of January 2021, our first excursion of the year. We've come to Whanganui. Turned on absolute beauty of a day for us, and we've brought just over 300 people to the town of Whanganui. So at about midday today, we arrived in East Town from Paekākāriki, and we dropped around 38 passengers to go and board the MV Wairua. They were bussed from East Town down to where the Wairua berths, and as soon as they had successfully alighted the train, we continued on down the Whanganui town branch. Many interested people as they heard the steam whistle, came out of their houses and waved. It made us feel very welcome, and arrived here at Taupo Key where the rest of the passengers alighted, some going to the paddle steamer Waimarie and some just going for a simple look around the town. I think from an operator's perspective, having things like the path from here in Taupo Key up to the city is obviously beneficial when dropping a trainload of just over 300 passengers. There's definitely a lot of historical aspects to Whanganui which I think obviously attract a lot of people, and I think it's, to be honest, it's quite underrated as a part of New Zealand. From an operator's point of view, Whanganui is quite an accessible location. We can easily get from the likes of Wellington, Kapiti, up here and back in a day. We've got a wonderful resource in the form of the Whanganui turntable just behind the train behind me, which obviously allows us to turn the engine. The majority of today's carriage fleet behind me is made up of 1910s era wooden bodied carriages, and then also supplementing those today we've got a small selection of our steel bodied cars which form the majority of our fleet. Our locomotive on the head of today's train is JA1271, built in 1956 at Hillside Workshops in Dunedin. One of the last JA class locomotives built by the NZR. It was purchased by a couple of members of Steam Incorporated in the late 70s and over a significant period of time restored to working order. Entered service in 1997. So far in its preservation career, it's really required very minimal work to keep it up to an operable standard. For many years it was Steam Incorporated's only operational locomotive from sort of the early 2000s, and pretty much hauled every single trip that Steam Inc ran. And now we have the luxury of having 3 other mainline certified locomotives in our stable, and so this one gets out on occasion, and just this is its first excursion since late 2019 when it was withdrawn from service for a recertification period, of which this is its first excursion out, and I think a lot of people are very happy to see it back out on the rails where it belongs.